Hello family. In this video we are going to talk about the history and spread of fingerspelling. Yes, the history and spread of fingerspelling. What is fingerspelling? Fingerspelling is the use of fingers to represent the 26 letters of the alphabet. So, fingerspelling can be comprehended either visually or tactually. Visually is whereby we see. So, this is used by people who are deaf, so they can see your fingers move and understand what you are saying. But tactually is whereby you use the hands to touch. This is tactual. Then this is used by people who are deaf, blind. So they cannot see what you are fingerspelling, so you have to make the sign, then they touch for them to know which letter or sign you are making. Yes, so fingerspelling can be one-handed or two-handed. One-handed fingerspelling is used in America or in American Sign Language, French Sign Language, and Kenyan Sign Language, while the two-handed is used in British Sign Language. We are now going to talk about the origin of fingerspelling. So I have written some content here and I'll be reading and explaining where need be. So the origin, the handshapes were originally taken from a book of prayer written by a Franciscan monk whose name is Melchior Yebra. The name I'll put here, Melchior Yebra, and each letter of the alphabet had a prayer associated with it. So if a monk was too ill to pray, they could just make the signs using the hands or the hand shapes using the fingers or hands and make a specific prayer that they wanted to. So he could indicate his prayer intended by making the corresponding handshake. That's what I've just explained. So use of the handshapes to form whole words and messages evolved, allowing monks to communicate without violating their oath of silence. So, according to this statement, there were times where the monks were supposed to be silent. They were not supposed to talk. So, before the finger spelling of the handshapes were only meant for prayers when a monk was too ill to make a prayer by talking. So they would use the corresponding handshake to make an intent prayer. Now, this evolved to make a language. So they continued using this type of fingerspelling, which is making the letters, to make messages. And this was so good for them because they were using this way to talk other than using their mouth, so that they were not violating their oath of silence. This concept of a handshake representing a letter of the alphabet was then borrowed for use in education for the deaf at the National Institution for Deaf Mutes in Paris, where Laurent Clark, I'll also put the name here, where Laurent Clark was a pupil and an instructor. So this Laurent person was learning this language, which was just evolved and borrowed from the monks, and then teaching it to the deaf mutes. So this is why they say that Laurent Clark was a pupil and an instructor at the same time. This is where the first school for the deaf children was established in Paris. So in 1817, when Clark and Thomas Gallaudet established the American Asylum for the Education and Institution of the Deaf and Dumb Persons in Hartford, Connecticut, fingerspelling was an integral component of sign language. So, Clark and Gallaudet established an American Asylum, and it was now the school for the deaf and dumb in Hartford, Connecticut. And here they used fingerspelling as part of sign language, meaning this borrowing of the language from the monks became an important part of communication for the deaf, dumb people who were able now to communicate using fingerspelling and sign language. Another theory is that fingerspelling first appeared in a book published by Juan Pablo Bonet in Spain around 1620. He was a hearing tutor for the deaf children. Then, after this book of fingerspelling was published, it came from Spain to the US, and Jacob, the name is hard, I'll put the name here, brought this one-handed alphabet to Paris, where Abbe d'Ypres used this for his school. So this soon began to spread to other schools for the deaf. So there are those two theories that I know of. And if you have any other theory, you can comment in the comment section so that we know how this fingerspelling came up and how it spread to other places. So I've just tackled the spread of the origin of fingerspelling and spread, but not really in Kenya. So if you want to know the spread of fingerspelling in Kenya or sign language in Kenya, then please request in the comment section so that I can do a separate video for this. So thank you so much for watching this video. It wasn't so long, but I believe you've got all the concepts that I've talked about, and that is the most important part. Please subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share to your friends so that they can know the origin and spread of fingerspelling.